Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone in the 5 continents, and welcome to another edition of our international meetings. This morning, we have, as usual, a very special guest from Argentina. Hello, dear Marina Alabí.
Hi everybody. Thank you for coming here and coming to our session of today.
Thank you, dear Marina. So let me share my screen. I hope it works. Let me see. Okay, this is the PowerPoint that we usually use to introduce the people who are going to work with us this year. Let me see. It takes a few seconds. All right. So as I said at the beginning, welcome to our World Community Educators, Community of Educators, and this is our 115th International English Online Meeting today, March the 10th, 2024. If you want to watch the videos, you can watch them in our YouTube channel. That's the name. If you want to contact me, this is my WhatsApp. And if you want to be part of our community, this is my Facebook account. All right. So who are our next speakers? Number one, on March the 31st, we will have a roundtable in Spanish, dear Marina. We will be talking about autism, love, can do, and get anything. All right. Then from Russia, Angelina Yureva, she will be talking about making educational videos as a method to improve language skills. That will be on April 21st. Then Maya Leon Meyes from Peru, but living in the USA, will be talking about building English teachers' confidence to unlock students' pronunciation skills. Then our good friend from Mexico, Ofelia Mendoza, on June the 23rd, she will be talking about unveiling the power of games in language teaching. Then another good friend from the USA, Dawn Wing, on July the 21st, she'll be talking about wildness, beauty, and imagination within translanguaging and transdisciplinary research in ELT. Wow. Then the president of TESOL International will be talking about, well, it's a secret. She hasn't told us yet. Okay, she will be doing that on August the 25th. Then Randall Davis on September the 22nd. And then the great, excellent educator from the USA, Mark Dorr, he will be talking about STEM and STEAM in the English classroom. Then Eugenia Carrion Canton from Argentina, she'll be talking about Mind Your Language, developing plurilingualism, awareness, translanguaging, and critical citizenship, in ELT. Then a wonderful friend from ours, Mónica Rodríguez Salvo from Argentina too. It's also a secret, dear Marina, Juan, and Plamen. Then finally, Celeste Lemus from Guatemala. She will be talking about text fusion, empowering English, learning through technology. Well, dear friends, who is our guest speaker today? Our good friend, Marina Alabí. Let me say a few words, just a few words about Marina. Marina holds, sorry, excuse me, I'm nervous. That happens to the best word speakers in the world. Marina holds a degree in institutional communication from the National University of Córdoba and a master's degree in business administration from Business School of the Catholic University of Córdoba. She has taken several specialization courses on the SDGs, one given by the Polytechnic University of Valencia and another by the Senate of the Argentine Nation. She is the coordinator of ProÉtica's Center for Ethics, Social Responsibility, and Sustainability at the Institute of Management Sciences Business School of the Catholic University of Córdoba for 7 years. She is the consultant in change management of organizations towards a triple impact model. And finally, she has been related to CSR, sustainability, triple impact, CDGs, circular economy, and labor inclusion of people with disabilities. Wow, for more than 15 years. These are concepts and ways of life that she hopes to inspire in the vocabulary of others. So thank you, dear Marina, for giving us part of your time on a Sunday morning and for sharing with us your expertise. So the screen is all yours, dear Marina.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much to everybody. Thank you, dear Manash, because he's plotting, he's supporting me so many years now. So thank you,
Fine,
thank
thank you.
you.
Hi.
He's from
Hello.
Cambridge, from Ely in Britain, but he works
What was
at
his name
Cambridge
again?
University. Manash.
Manoj Ravindranathan.
Oh, nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Jaime from Peru.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
So we are going to talk today about the access and the sustainability, but I need to start with different things first. So please don't put, please, can you keep your camera on? Because I need to see to everybody. I need to see the expression of the faces. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to show you my presentation. Wait. Here, there. Now, you can see the screen, right? Okay. Okay, this is me. Yes, I love to everything related to sustainability, to CSR. And one of the things that Jaime mentioned is that, yes, I'm not also teaching and coordinated ProÉtica, that is a center at the Catholic University of Córdoba, the business school. Also, I have my own consulting office related to sustainability, communication, and marketing. And thank you for the educational background that you give, Jaime. This is my QR code, so you can contact me, and it's going to be also in the final slide to scan. So after all that I need to know with you, with everybody, is how to create a new mindset. What do you think related to this question? And now it's like, we're going to have questions and reflections and concepts, and we're going on all this talk today like this. So who wants to participate and give me his or her opinion?
All right, anyone? How to create a new mindset?
What do you think? What do you need? How can we create a new mindset?
Yeah, anyone?
I think it starts with self-reflection, because if you want to change something, you need to know that you need to make changes. And that starts with self-reflection, who you are, where you're coming from, what your principles are, what your view of the world is. And then I think building this awareness as to what it is that you need to change.
Love
That's how
it.
it started.
Well, here in the chat, Luis Bermudez from Ecuador, he says, by changing perspectives, he's asking.
We are going to respond all of that. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for the contribution. Manoj, you open your microphone too.
Yeah, it's a shift of behavior through new ways of working to actually adapt to a new environment, but build yourself, be self-aware, and sense your environment.
Thank you.
Move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Roxana.
Yeah. Yes, I would like also to add that we need to know, personally, I need to know what kind of mindset I have, what do I need, what are the steps that I have to follow, and what I'm looking for that with a new mindset. What do I need a new one? Depending on the environment, I think, depending on the group of people, I think, depending on many factors. I would say that.
Oh, very, very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Raj?
Well, I think I'm agreeing with what has already been said, is to first recognize and become aware that the current mindset I am holding or operating from may not be serving me as well as I would like. So that recognition, acceptance, and then saying, what would be the next thing I can do to build some skills or whatever is needed to shift my mindset? Beautiful question.
Thank
A
you.
beautiful answer, dear Raj. Ofelia Mendoza from Mexico also wants to take part. Hello, Ofelia.
Hi, Jaime. Good morning, everyone. Well, I think first than anything, we must be willing to change our mind, to create new.
Yes.
Yes, we can have lots of concepts, lots of new things to do, but if we are not willing to do it, we are never going to change it. It's like now that we are here in the session, if we are not willing to learn, we are never going to get it. That's my point.
Okay, thank you, Ophelia. I love it, but it's like I need to say something before that we continue. That is, I'm sorry, but with these tips and talks that we're going to have, I'm going to try to do one of two things, and I'm saying sorry for this. I kind of going to create a situation that the reflection of the questions, you're going to get out of your comfort zone. Because one of the things that you're going to do is create a new mindset. So sometimes you don't want to. So Ophelia, yeah, you're right. If you are willing to do it, it's going to be more easier because you are conscious of that. But sometimes life struggles us or making that we need to change in a way that we need to do it. So we are going to get out of our comfort zone, and the result is going to be a new mindset. You like it or not. Sometimes it's like that. So thank you for trying to stay here and trying to get on board on this type of construction of the talk that I create for you today. So next is like one of you say something related related to the experience and mostly perspectives, because it's like that. We have experiences and perspectives that create in our mindset that for a new mindset needs to change, or not change completely, but you need to twist a little to create a new mindset, to take a new knowledge related to some concept that you didn't have before. So for that, it's like you said, Ophelia, you need to be willing, or the context, as you said, Rosanna, is like embrace you or force to do it. Sometimes it's like that. So the next question is, what is sustainability for you? Because we need to go to the new mindset related to sustainability. What it is for you, sustainability?
That's a good question, I guess. Everyone is silent.
Roxana.
we are thinking.
It's okay, it's okay. Roxana.
I think it's a type of ability that we have to maintain an activity or an action during a period of time. No, as the word itself says, it's sustained during a period of time. I don't know if the period of time is under control or not, but I think it's something that needs to be done for a period of time, I think.
Okay. Thank you, Roxana. Could be a little, yes. Could be because it's in long term. Somebody else? Raj.
Well, I think the same, what Roxana just shared about being able to maintain it at a level that the competency can be maintained. Because when I'm developing new skills, it takes extra energy to do those things. And then sometimes it's easier to just slack off and not do them. So what does it take to maintain and sustain the quality I want?
Okay. Thank you, Raj. Thomas.
Lamen?
I think it also has to do with your mindset, because oftentimes we think about ourselves and what we need, and so we are sometimes consumers rather than producers. So I think feeds into this idea of what it is that my role is in this society. So I think it also loops back to that idea of having the right mindset and willing to change that mindset. Thank you.
Thank you, Blamen. Juan?
For me, any action without selfishness that thinks about the benefits of others.
Thanks, Juan. And finally, Manoj. Manoj, that's the way it is pronounced?
Yeah, Manoj, that's fine. It's
Thank you.
sustaining your current environment and also looking after your future generations as well. It's sustaining, and if you're looking from the business context, how can you adapt your environment to be sustainable on a long term within the ecosystem of ESG as well? So bringing that everything together in the ecosystem to sustain, and you are not destroying the future as well.
Thank you, Manoj. Also, Manoj is a specialist in sustainability, so thank you. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sustainability is, in this case, is related with three perspectives. That is, or the three P's: people, planet, and profit, in the order that you like. But when you consider the action that you take as a professional in your life, as in business, in a way that considerate these three perspectives, you are created a sustainable way of life, a sustainable way of procedures on your professional life and different aspects of you. And the key here is the sustainable world begins in you. And then you're going to give yourself to the society, to the world, right? So one of the things that sustainability, as Raj and Roxana said, is long-term, because the actions are thinking in the long term, because we are thinking in the future generations. So sometimes I said, I can have clients, but my real bosses are the future generations because I work for them. And why is that? Because in my way of living and my way of work is like everything is related to, if I'm going to eating in a restaurant, not when I'm traveling, but I take this topic sometimes. But for example, in Córdoba, I asked to the waiter if in the restaurant do the recycling. So it's like, no, say, okay, so I'm taking all the plastic bottles, all the glasses bottles, all the food that the doggy bag for the doggy in the case, or because I recycle it in my home. So I'm trying to mitigate or compensate my footprint all the time, because I'm thinking that I love to eat out, dinner out. So it's like I'm going to continue to do it, but I'm trying to mitigate or compensate my hobbies, my pleasure with the next generation. So that is a way, for example. So today we're going to talk about this and different topics or tips, if I can give you, to create a way to think and create a new mindset related with these perspectives. And if you think in these spheres, the mix that you can see is like, because you see, for example, planet and profits, and in the middle is viable. So because the action that you are taking, considering these two spheres, is an action viable. If you consider an action that is related to people and planet, it's bearable. And if you consider an action that is related with people and profits, it's equitable. But if you consider the three of them, it's sustainable. So it's important, yes, the duets, but it's important the triple bottom line. And the triple bottom line, it was created for the accountability sector that it was John Elkington in USA. So it was amazing because he says in his company For example, we do all these things related to people and environment, and we don't reporting about that. Why is that? So all these could be measured, and for businesses, for the academy, for our lives. And now, after these topics, I'm going to show you one of the frameworks that you can measure all these sustainable actions related with the work. So in this case, I'm going to try that enhance you to train your mind, because it's like you need to do is generating a new mindset with the access of sustainability involves fostering a way of thinking that prioritizes these three perspectives: the environmental, the social, and the economic considerations in the decision making of your life every day. So every day we are all the time making decisions. And for that is that we need to, in the part of the perspective of environmental awareness, is develop a deep understanding of the challenges that the environmental, in the case of the world, has. Because it's climate change, pollutions, resource depletion. We need to explore sustainable practices like how reduce the waste, how conserve energy, how can we support with eco-friendly products our lives, and we can support the world in this way. So we are part of that, and we can take different actions related. So in the social responsibility is also like that, is recognize the social impacts of your action choices and consider the welfare of communities, fair labor practices, and diversity and inclusion. All of this is related with different frameworks that we can measure for our professional and personal life, for example. And the last one is like the economic sustainability, because we need to explore businesses, practices, and support companies that prioritize environmental and social responsibility. That is one of the ways that you can begin. And consider the long-term economic consequences of decisions, focuses on sustainability and circular economy principles. I don't have the time to speak today about circular economy, but it's fantastic. It's amazing because it's different business models that are developed for the world to create a more sustainable world and related. So it's like we need to, as educators that we are, we need to teach more about this, because it's not, for me, the economical system, traditional way is not longer available to the world. It's like now, for me, is the sustainable business model is one of the solution for this planet. In my case, because I believe that we need to change the way that we do the things as professionals, as teachers, as the organizations. So I love to do it, and in my case, I'm going to try in all this time that we have today to transmit my passion of this to you, because in my case, one of the goals that I have today is what I do this. Why we are here today is because we need to create a new mindset, a new concept together. So I love to do that, and I love to do that with all of you. And in this case, I'm going to have my next question, that is, what actions do you do in your daily life related to sustainability after that all that I showed to you?
That's
what
another
is it?
good question, dear Marina. So
What is it? Could be small actions.
anyone, please open up your microphone.
Roxana, I think you want. Do you want to speak, because your
Roxy?
microphone? Oh,
Yes, okay, sure, no problem. I think, fortunately, I live in a district which my district recycles the garbage. So
That's
once a week comes a special garbage collector, which collects plastics, or cartons, things like that, glass also. And we separate them in a specific plastic bag that they give us once a week. So I feel happy because of that. But if I weren't in a community like that, I would try to do it the same, because sometimes when I go visit other cousins or friends and stay there with in their house for a while, they don't, the community, the district does not recycle. But I'm used to that. So I separate in another plastic bag and I put it with the garbage, the general garbage collector, but I separate it because I'm used to that. So when it comes this action part of our daily routine is when we are really involved in that. If we do it once in a while, okay, it's good too, because it's a way to help. But if it's part of our daily routines, I think it's a lot better. That's one of the things to do.
I love it.
And
Thank you.
also, one more thing that I would like to contribute is that when boil vegetables, and I have a small area of garden, I use, well, when the water is already fresh, no hot, I use to water the plants.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Roxana. Somebody else?
I don't mind.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, it's more like looking in your personal life as well as in your work life, and within exactly like Olivia mentioned, like it's more what could you do to shift your circle of influence by yourself doing something worthwhile, and then showing others as well and educating them as well how it can be done. So like reducing plastic use, reusing stuff, and even the food, like how you consume your food also you can control quite a lot and be more organic or vegetarian wise than meat. And there are a lot of things you can do within your circle. And within your work environment, it's more reducing print, logistics, and cost which is involved, also by reducing the carbon emissions and digitizing some of your traditional ways of working, and reducing prints within your environment is another area which you can do. So there's a lot of things you can do, and it's again, now what can you do within your circle of influence, and how can you help and support others by sharing the knowledge. Thank
I
you.
love it. Thank you, Manesh.
Ofelia in Mexico.
Hi, Jaime again.
Hello again.
Okay, well, in my regular classes, we used to have once a month, we used to have the Green Week. So our students are sharing their tips with the rest of the group about what they are doing at home in order to recycle, to take care of the planet and everything. And it has worked a lot. Sometimes they even send us pictures where they are sharing projects and everything. And I think we are creating like that mindset since they are very, very young, and they try to change, they try to do something different since they are at home. So I think when we start working with them at this age, we can get great results.
Thank you, Ophelia. Somebody else?
I'll just add one more point that came to mind. A simple thing that I've started to do is I used to print everything, any document that came or a handout or something. And now I just keep it on my computer and I know where it is instead of having a paper copy, which then again I have to look for where it is and waste paper.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Raj, for telling that. Mackinson. We can't see you. I think he
I wanted
has.
to say that now I would mention such as a form of sustainability, and also preserving our knowledge and we learning, and also gardening, farming, and petting, raising livestock. These are all forms of sustainability that we should also mention.
I love it. Thank you, Mackinson. One of the things, thank you all for the contributions. Many of the contribution, it was related to the environment because it's one of the more easy spheres to take in, to dig in. But one of the spheres that I want to mention today is the social. In the social part is equity, gender, is consider people with disabilities for work, for example, because in our perspective, when we talk related to that, is like we consider the people for the capacities that the persons needs to have to the profile of the job and not the lack of them. So it's a change of perspective, because if you only think in the capacity that the person needs to have to fulfill the profile, could be a person with or without a disability. So you expand the sphere of the social perspective. Think about that, for example. So, okay, we need to continue. Now it's like, wow, some tips to create the access of sustainability in a new mindset. Yes, we already began, but now we're going to get in a profound level. One of the things that
Mira,
my friend,
¿sabes
yes,
que tú me dices cada cosa a mí?
yes, who is speaking? I can see.
Don't worry, I guess somebody opened his
Oh.
microphone accidentally.
Okay. One of the things is educate yourself. For example, my friend Manas, he all the time to tell me that we're going to be a self-life learner for our life. Yes, because it's like we are going to learn for our lives all the time. Because you need to, in this case, stay informed about the concept of sustainability and its three axes, how they impact each other in your community, in your professional life, in your community, in the social part, in your personal life. So if you get this education all the time, you keep informed, you're going to innovate too. And innovation is one of the keywords that you're going to have with sustainability, because we need to fix something. We need to create solutions for something. And sometimes it's creating a new path to get that results. And creating a new path involves innovation, involves creativity. And that is why I love to live in this concept, to live in the sustainable world, in the sustainable concept that challenge you all day to way to transmit the concept and also to create actions. And that's why Plamen at the beginning mentioned values and beliefs, because values and beliefs are very, very important to reflect on our personal life and related to the sustainable principles, because you need to consider the long-term consequence of your actions on the planet, on the society, on the economy before you do it. So if you consider this and you trying to align with your values, you are going to change your mindset related to sustainability. What do you think about that? It's like, yes, you're doing that. I think you're in the moment that you are reflect yourself about all these concepts that I mentioned, right? So this is one of the other topics that I want to speak, that is, you need a system thinking, because if you adopt a system thinking approach to understand the complex relationship between different elements within the environment, society, and economy, recognize the interdependencies and feedback loops that exist. And that is very, very important, because you need to connecting the dots. If you see my screen, my Zoom back, it's like, in my case, if you're a person that you live connecting the dots, you are living all the time connecting people with people, topics with issues, people with economies, entrepreneurship with entrepreneurs. It's like all the time. In my case, I'm a person that connect the dots all the time. Because if I know what Roxana do, what Jaime do in the daily life as professional, and I know a colleague that is around the world, that is in the other country, in another part of the world, that make the same thing as Roxana or as Raj, for example, I'm going to connect them. So you create in a certain way a system. That's why it's very, very important to, it's like a puzzle. When all the pieces, you can arm this puzzle and you can see and you can get the result of the image. And it's amazing because it's like all this information that I have. And now I'm creating this puzzle. That is amazing. So my next question is, what does it mean to you to have a growth mindset? What do you think?
Give us a few seconds
Yes, of course.
to digest the question.
I love it.
So what does it mean to us to have a growth mindset? Yeah, planner in Canada.
I think this concept was created by the American psychologist Carol Dweck. So she talks about the power of yet, that we're on a continuous curve of learning, that everything that we do is not the final product, that everything is part of a process.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Plummer.
Till we pass away.
I would like to add, Marina, that a part what Kramer has said is that we are all the time as humans in a process of mutating, changing, adapting all the time. So the idea, not only a new mindset, but it's a new growth mindset, no? And that is something that we are probably unconsciously doing. We are not thinking on this per se when we are doing this, but in the way that you said, no, probably we can be the bridge of two different worlds, of two different communities, and we know the needs of a group and who has the solutions for those needs. And we can be the bridge, as you said, connecting the points. And in this way, I think we are making the growth mindset, being ready, being adaptable, being changeable, but at the same time, what was mentioned before in a prior question, values and faith. First, I would say faith first, and then values in my personal concept. Everything is connected by these two pillars. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Roxana. Oh, I love all the contributions that you're making. Thank you for that. I love it. Okay, we are going to continue because I'm good on the time, Jaime. I'm see the time. So
Don't worry, just keep on.
okay.
I let you know.
Of course, of course. One of the frameworks that we are going to use as reference is the SDGs. Do you know what is the SDGs? This is the first time that you SDGs. Yes, this is the first time that you see this image, for example.
Well, personally, for me, it's the first time.
Oh, wow. So this is a new topic, really new topic for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The SDG are 17 are the Sustainable Development Goals. Is known as the global goals, and we are adopted by the since 2015, thanks to the United Nations. It's like this, the universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that by 2030, all people enjoy peace and prosperity. And in this case, I'm going to return to this graphic. Can you see something related with the first graphic that I showed to you related to sustainability? Can you see the relation?
Anyone?
I love that they're analyzed on this because you can read that it says biosphere, society, economy. So can you see the relations with the three perspectives that I showed at the beginning? That is this one. Can you see that is social, society, economy, and biosphere? Can you see this? So, if all of these things that we are talking about is related with an agenda that is since 2015 for 15 years and now only have 7. But it's like we are working, all of us, that we are trying to influence in all of you to measure, to do it, and align with these 17 goals. And one of the goals that I love is this one, the 17, because the 17 now is very, very small, but says partnership, forget the goals. Is the alliance that we can get through us is take us further. Because it's like that. It's like if we need to measure the quality of the water, we are going to use this SDG. But this SDG, that is the 6, is related with another part, with some parts of these SDGs. So it's like I'm going to show you one example in the next slide. But it's like everything that you do at your personal and professional life, you can measure with some of these SDGs. So if you can measure, if you can report about that, you can compare with others. And if you can compare with others, you can create with others. And if you can create and learn from others related with the same topic, the same SDG, you can increase, you can innovate, and you can really get more solutions, and sometimes faster. That's why it's important. Because there are targets, there are metrics, there are KPIs. That's why it's very important to use some of these frames of reference. This is one of the frames of reference that we have in the sustainability world. So now, in this case, is how do you think we can articulate the SDGs and sustainability in our lives? If I'm telling you that everything that we are talking about in this half an hour is related.
So I guess this is the question.
Yes.
To be or not to be? Yeah, because you are kind of summarizing everything that you have already mentioned. How do we think we can articulate the SDGs and sustainability in our personal lives? So anyone who wants to express his or her opinion?
I know that everything is new. Flamen.
Yeah, Flamen.
Definitely, that is a huge question, but I'm thinking if each one of us thinks about their, the consequences of their actions, and if we accept that everybody in this world is our relative, so this interconnectedness, that everything that we do impacts on other people's. So instead of thinking about, I don't care about people because they're not part of my family, to shifting the perspective to everybody is a human and we are part of the same kin. So that should help us understand what it is that we need to change in our daily routines as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Flamen. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So, thank you. Raj.
Yeah, I think just adding to what has been said by Flemen, is that each of us needs to take responsibility for it. It's not that it's my job at the office, but when I come home, I don't need to do it. So in order to sustain it, it has to be a commitment to do it on a regular basis, and ask people who maybe are not thinking in the same way how to bring them on board as well, instead of imposing our thinking on them.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Raj. I love it. My
Yeah.
job is done.
It's the collective consciousness, I think, is the collective consciousness to commit to doing that, because intention without action is meaningless. I may have good intentions, but I'm not doing anything about them.
Yes.
Beautiful, dear
I
Raj.
love it. I love it. One of the there is an ISO 26,000 that is not certificate ISO, but is like one of the slogans says that we need to get out of the is like because in Spanish is necesitamos salir de las buenas ideas a las buenas acciones. Then in English is going to be like we need to take action of the ideas. It's like, yes, we need to get out of that part, because it's like, okay, good ideas are amazing, but please take action related to that. So it's like that, yes. And then Roxana says something related to this topic, because empathy and collaboration are one of the keys. Because if you think that you need to cultivate empathy towards others, including future generations and the planet, you're going to change your mindset. You're going to create a new mindset. And also, if you collaborate with like-minded individuals and organizations to amplify the impact of sustainable initiative, you're going to change to this access of sustainability for the new mindset. So it's like, Raj, you said that, yes, we need to take actions. Yes, of course. And if you do it with somebody else that do the same as you, you're going to make more sustainable, in this case, the world, because it's going to be more people doing it. And that is important too. That's why it's like trying to get more people on board, like in my case, to know all of these topics, knowing to each other, to the society, to everybody, to create a new concept, to create a new way. And that's why I want to know, what do you think of this phrase? The one who best adapts survives. What do you think about this phrase?
I think that, as you mentioned, Marina, adaptation is the key. No, we are humans. We are have the quality of adaptation, and we need to be part of what in the place where that we are. If we are, for example, teaching little kids, we have to be playful and we have to be like that their age. If we are teaching young adults or teenagers, we have to be part of the world of their interests. If we are teaching adults, business people, we have to change our way of teaching. We have to adapt our vocabulary, even our treatment. So we are all the time adapting. We have to adapt to the weather. We have to adapt to the place that we live. We have to adapt to the people we are surrounded by. So adaptation, we cannot survive if we don't adapt. If we are in winter and we continue wearing our summer clothes, we will die, or the other way around, no? So that's as simple as that. It's part of our daily life, it's part of our nature as humans, that whether we are thinking of that or not, we are adapting constantly.
And I guess, thank you, Roxy. And I guess that this is one of the biggest lessons we got after the pandemic. We could adapt ourselves to many things. And now, especially teachers are the one who constantly have to be adapting to survive, to work, to do a good job, to understand how our students behave, think, act, after the pandemic. After the pandemic, I guess we all agree that humans, we have changed a lot because we have to adapt ourselves to so many different ways of teaching, learning, interacting, thinking, expressing ourselves. I don't know if somebody else has a comment to make. Anyone in the audience? Anyone in the audience?
Well, I'm just going to mention a little bit about Darwin and the theory of the fittest, the survival of the fittest, and I think what that means to me is that if we're going to change something, we've got to maintain the energy and the momentum to keep it going, because we can innovate and adapt and do all of that, but how do we sustain it at a level that is functional?
Thank you, Raj. Plamen?
I also wanted to say that we as a species, in terms of emotions, right? Because everything is about emotions. We need the negative emotions to survive. So, this fight or flight effect, like we need to be scared, we need to be afraid, we need to be angry. That is survival. And I think that has to do with adaptation to our environments, especially when our environment is hostile. Now, I think it's also important that we need to flourish. And this is where more neutral or positive emotions come in. And because adapting to something is just the first step, I guess. But what comes after that is because we need to flourish, we need to feel and find sense of the meaning of our existence, I guess. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Plamen. I love all the contributions. I love it. It's a very good session. Thank you for that. Okay, now is resilience and adaptability. Yes, you create the concept also, because for us, it's like we need to be a resilience and adaptability to navigate uncertainties. That is important. The disruption that we can create related to the three perspectives, the strategies that shocks and promote long-term sustainability. Because it's like, sometimes is, if you need to, for example, an example for the life or in the work, if you need to be resilient due to the pandemic, for example, like James said, so many jobs that change, so many businesses that close because a lack of ways to survive for different aspect or context. Of course, it's like you need to adapt or not, or you can't. You're willing to do it, but you can't for different topics. But it's like you need to think how to shock in, as you said, Plamen. Sometimes the first step is the fear, the angerness, the feeling that you need to survive. And then, as you said, it's like, okay, how can I do it? How can I do it considering these three perspectives? Consider the future generations, consider that I need to live, consider that I need to earn money, that I need to fulfill my angerness, my eagerness for the things that I want to do in my bucket list, like James said before and at the beginning of the speak. So it's like the resilience that we need to have is so amazing. Can you measure the resilience that you have? Can you feel that you are more resilient than before?
Definitely.
How?
Good question. Things that maybe before made us get angry so easily have changed. Now we are more mature. I would say that thanks to the pandemic, we learned that we are humans and that this screen has become our good friend. Now we are not afraid of it. It's part of our family, I would say. So I noticed myself that many things that before I got angry for or desperate or anxious, now I have learned to manage them, not to control them, but to manage them. I don't know about the other people here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Flamen.
I'll be quick. I think the best way to measure resilience is that you don't break. If you don't feel broken, it means that you are resilient. It's like cast iron. You can bend it, but it never breaks. So it's like that. If you don't feel that you're broken, that means that you are resilient, I think.
Great. I love
it.
that
Thank
metaphor.
you. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for that, Roxana.
Yes, I think that resilience can be measured by the others' reactions. How much we affect on others, no? Because sometimes we think that we are doing okay, we think that we are making a good change, but we only measure that when that affects positively to others, no? Because otherwise it's like being in a shell. I'm doing okay, like before Raj said, words but no actions, no? Words are meaningful when they become actions. I think that our resilience is effective when we notice that it has affected.
No, I think we lost her.
Yeah, I
It was
guess
a
it's
great
the
idea.
internet.
Yeah, it was a great concept. Raj.
Wait, yeah, I think some of it has already been said. I think during the pandemic, we were innovating, adapting, responding to things that were unknown at a very fast pace. And I think in order to maintain that, it was nice that we had this international community to come and have a safe place to land because there was so much going on. So I think in order to maintain that, we need some shock absorbers, something that will help us absorb the shock of what is happening. And this building a community allows us to have that so that we can sustain it and maintain a healthy well-being at the same time. Too many words, sorry.
No, that's okay,
I love
Raj.
it.
Come
I love
on.
it. We are good on time. I'm going to about to finish in a few minutes, so I'm on time.
By the way, talking about time and sustainability, we got 10 more minutes.
I know. I'm good. Believe me. So now it's like it's not the final question, but we're going to the final minutes. That is like, what do you think about what is a choice for you? What implicates a choice?
That is
in your
something
life?
that I usually tell my students, my friends, and my girlfriend. I am like that, she says, or they say. I say, no. And I say, no, that's your choice because you have other choices, right? And that's what I learned from the pandemic and this community. Some people, we have cried during these international meetings. We have felt sorrows. We have felt so many things, right, Raj? Roxy, you've been here present for many, many years because it's almost 4 years in April. So we always have the choice to as Raj said, all the feelings are accepted, right? All the feelings are accepted, but not the behaviors. So that is something that we are, I guess, in this community, we are learning. We always have a choice, something different to do. Instead of shouting, speaking, instead of crying, I don't know, looking for help. Instead of, we always have a choice. Thank you, Marina, for that beautiful question. Anyone else, please?
Well, don't worry, because we are going to speak about, in this way, we're going to speak about choices related to the consumption, responsible consumption and production. So you have a choice in this case, because it's like a mindful consumption is adopt a mindful approach to this SDG, that is it 12, that is related to the the products with minimal environmental impact and ethical production practices could be, that is an option. Embrace minimals and prioritize quality over quantity. That is one of the keys. Because before you consume, you need to choose. You need to choose if you needed that material, if you need that thing, if you already have it, if you can recycle it at your home, if you can reuse from another one. So it's not only recycling, sometimes it's reduce the things that you're going to buy if you don't need it, reuse from another one so you can extend the cycle of life of that product. That is circular economy, by the way. So you have the option to choose what are going to do related to your actions and think in a sustainable way. That is related, this concept, with sustainability. The choices that we made, that we have every day, every second. If you are going to turn on the light, if you're going to use natural light, if we're going to use the air conditioner or not, if we are going to go for 1 block with the car or walking, if we're going to use the elevator or the stairs, you have to choose. You have to choose, and everything impacts in a certain way with the 3 perspectives, because implicates the use of the elevator is, for example, the use of energy. So the energy cost. Of course, if you use the stairs, the energy that you're going to use is the energy of your body, and you're going to exercise. Of course. So everything in these little examples, you need to think related to this, because it's a minimal. But if you think this, for example, in your life, and in the long term, it's not the same that you said that you every day, instead of using the elevator to get your apartment, you use the stairs. And in this way, you have, for example, 10 minutes of exercise. That is the equivalent of 100 calories less on your body. That is the equivalent of a patisserie or a sweet that you can eat after that. And every day. The key is when you measure this and you escalate on time.
Mhm.
Because sometimes in the business, for example, I say, okay, in the food sector, sometimes say, oh yes, because we're going to use 2 napkins instead of 1. Why? Because if you consider this with all the people that you're going to go to a restaurant, all the waste that you're going to create, and this, the double of the waste, and is like in numbers, try to expand to a year, and is the equivalent in money and environmental and in social, very big. So every decisions has this, if you measure it. That's why it's important to measure. That's why it's important in the framework. So we need to set in the goals to the action. And that's why it's like, see the policies that we can promote in the world about local, national, global levels around sustainability, support the engage of the organization that exists, support the office, the people that, like us, like me, speak related to this, because we are trying to change the world in a certain way to better.
Right.
So it's like that. So in this, I'm going to go to the final reflection, is by integrating this axis of sustainability into your mindset, you can contribute to a more sustainable and resilient future, both personally and within your broader community. So think related to that. Think in your community, in the life that you have, in our home, that is a planet. So my final question is, what will you do today for present and future generations? You don't need to answer to us right now, but please think in this question. Think what are going to do after this conversation of today. So for all of that, thank you. Thank you for the time. Thank you so much. This is my Let's Connect. Keep in touch. This is my info. So I'm going to stop sharing. I think I'm on time.
Yes, you are. You are on time, dear Marina. We thank you. We got 10 minutes for questions, reflections, and comments, or 5 minutes, or 6 minutes. So thank you so much for such a lovely topic, something that I guess we haven't talked about or discussed so much. So especially for me, it's a little bit new. So thank you for giving us this. I mean, for me, but they at the university where I work, they talk about it. But I'm more concentrated on academic things, so I feel embarrassed.
Oh, no, don't be. I want a picture. So please, can you put your camera on? Because I want a picture from this moment. Please, everybody. Oh,
Okay,
thank you. Thank you, Marcus. That was amazing. Thank you.
let me. Okay, here we are. Thank you, Mackinson. Narda, Fernando, Lucia, Cynthia Javes, Dilcia. No, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, thank you. Now,
Thank you.
we have a few minutes to express our opinion. Final, please, briefly, about this wonderful presentation given to us by Marina Alabí from Argentina. Anyone?
Simon.
Marina, thank you very much. My sister's name is Marina, by the way. Yeah.
Okay.
I particularly like how you connected the sustainability goals with the growth mindset, and I think that is very important. And I also like how you made us think about this, the small things, and also reminded me of research that came out last year from the University of California. Do you know that for every 5 prompts that we enter into ChatGPT, they need half a liter of water to cool down the server? So imagine the amount of prompts that are entered every day. Imagine how much water goes into that just to cool down the server so that we can have this affordability. So next time you think about sending an email, having a Zoom call, maybe keep it short. It should be more sustainable. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, dear
Thank you,
Plum.
Simon.
It's always a pleasure to have you in our meetings. Thank you. Anyone else, please?
I just want to summarize something you have said, Marina, which is embrace minimalism, promote quality over quantity. I think that sort of me in a nutshell summarizes lots of ideas you have shared. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear Raj, president of our community. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Dear Roxy in Lima?
Yes, a few words to express my thankfulness. Thank you for the words of adaptability and choice. And I would like to add acceptance to what we have chosen and the way that we have adapted, and avoid regrets. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Roxy.
Love it.
Anyone else, please, before? Yeah.
The topic is very interesting and very reflexive. And the first action to me is to share it with my family and my colleagues at work and my students.
Yes, and your school, San Miguel,
Thank
right?
you.
Yes.
Thank you. Please keep in touch. Everybody, keep in touch.
We will. You keep in touch. Come to our meetings, be part of our community, and thank you. Before giving the chance to somebody else, let me remind you that our next roundtable in Spanish will be on March the 31st. We'll be talking about autism with these two excellent experts, Silvana Vasquez from Peru and Madeline Medford from Costa Rica. And then we'll be back to our English internet online meetings with Angelina Yureva from Russia on April 21st. All right? Okay, anyone else who wants to express his or her opinion today? Okay. So Marina Alabí, this is your time the time for you to give us your final words today.
Oh, okay. My final words is thank you, Sue. My final words is thank you. Thank you to you all. Thank you for the time. Thank you, Jaime, for the opportunity to speak today because you challenged me definitely
Did
to
I?
create. Yes, I keep up. I create this conversation for all of you from 1 week that I think about this, and today 5 a.m. in the morning say I need to finish this in a way that I can create with everybody in this way. So it's like challenge me to think the purpose of the talk, the things and the concept that I want to transmit to the other, the concept that I want to you embrace thanks to my words, and the key concept that I need to get that you learn from me today, and all of the things that I have learned from you, because all the contributions that you made to this conversation, that this co-creation that we have today, it was amazing. So thank you for all the opinions. It was amazing. So
No,
you
thank
make
you.
me a better person from today also. So thank you for that.
And that's what you exactly did with us, dear Marina. You made us better people. And some people in Facebook Live from Argentina, from Peru, from the USA, from England. Our good friend Rana Bilal says, well said, Rachel, well summarized, excellent presentation, very interesting. Eugenia Carrion from Argentina. Thank you. Thank you so much, dear Marina. And for me, as usual, at this time, it's time for me for cooking and doing the washing up. I don't know. I don't know about you, but take care and see you in a couple of weeks or 3 weeks. Thank you all. Thank you, Raj,
Bye.
Tumi,
Thank you very
Blamen,
much.
Roxy, Juan, Fernando, Dilcia, Lucila, Marina, and the people in Facebook Live. Have a good weekend. Enjoy life, and let's put in practice these excellent lessons that Marina shared with us. Bye-bye.
Bye
Thank
now.
you. Bye-bye.